Feeling?
Let's do it, brother.
Let's do it. Yo.
How are you, mate? How you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm cool.
How were you after Sunday?
Not bad. I was good.
Not bad?
I was good. I was feeling great. I told you
Not bad, but not good?
Not the best of the worst I could be feeling. I told you I had the teleport experience. Went to bed at like, what? I think it was 3 a.m. and Frizy kicks down the door and I'm like, fuck off, bro. I'm trying. He's like, we have to leave. I was like, you just shut your eyes and then you wake up. You're just like, oh, it's been like an hour, 30 minutes maybe. And it's like midday the next day and you're like, where am I? What the fuck?
That's always a trip, hey. And you just like, and when you don't like even know where you are too, you wake up, you're like, whose house? Where am I in? Like,
do you have many, like if you get blind, because I know some people where they'll just lose their memory if they get too drunk. But I feel like I've only had 1 or 2 times where I've just blank out memory. But like, are you?
I don't really get that.
I can remember most things. I don't know.
Yeah, there might be times where I like just patches of little
like it's foggy.
Details and stuff.
Foggy. It definitely gets foggy, but
there's definitely some moments in the footage that I was editing where I was like, bro, I don't remember that.
Bro, when you were doing the fucking, I was just keen to see what I said in the interview because I was like, I remember talking about Tori, and I was like, I remember that story, and I was like, I don't remember much else. I was like, I feel like it was like I was only there for like 2 minutes maybe. Yeah, just like quick that's interviews.
It. Yeah, they but man, that was so fun on Sunday coming and like I said when I was there, that's my first Sunday at Stockies.
Really? All these
yeah, man. Really? I work on Mondays.
Yeah,
and I'm old.
So does, and
I got things to do.
You're young at heart, man.
Yeah. No, so that's the first time I'd been to the one at Stockies. I've been to the Boundary one a few times back in the day. Yeah. Back in the day. But yeah, so that was heaps of fun, man, and met a heap of the crew that I hadn't met before.
It's good because like before then I'd only ever known like we've just through like fucking me commenting on your shit or like
social media, online kind of stuff.
And it's like you always see these people around, but you're like, they're not real almost. They're just a part of the scene.
They're internet friends.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it's good to, and it was good. Everyone was so nice. It was great.
That was a really good arvo.
Instant part of the family, just boom, straight in there.
No, it was good. Well, I mean, I did know most. Like,
Like,
most of them have been on this. On this.
Yeah.
So that's I think we've got to get Frizy in next. He's keen now, so he's like.
I just can't believe Frizy's like the granddad of all. Like he's the father.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
old man.
The old man.
The old man. That's what it is.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about DJing at Sundays at Stockies then. How did you first start playing there?
I'm trying to think honestly because I didn't do. Like wind it way back because like when I first, because like I've been DJing properly for 1.5, 2 years maybe. So I'm just like, I'm 20 now. So like when I was about 16 or so, it was like me and my best, like I remember like birthdays, I always wanted like a studio set up like this shit. And I'd incrementally plan my birthday and Christmas presents. Like one birthday would be like, hey, get me a synth, mum. And then the next birthday, like, give me some studio monitors for Christmas. And then like slowly build it up. And then one time, I asked for I'm trying to think what it was. I think it was a Pioneer DDJ SB, like the really, really, really.
Want to control it.
Yeah,
those
like
real little ones?
Yeah, the little ones, like real little ones. And I think
I
I just did friends parties with my mate Gus when we were like 16, 17 maybe. Just house parties, which was good fun. We all like he had half the gear, like he had some speakers and stuff like that, and we sort of put our gear together and had enough to go do that.
Yeah, a little collection. Yeah. Together we can throw a party.
Exactly. But it was just like all for free, just like doing stuff like that. And then I'm trying to think. And then one of my mates one day just tagged me on a post, and it was Animal House reference. Do you know Animal House?
Yeah.
They just like do all the like private parties and stuff like that. And they were just like, I'm looking for a DJ, and I just like replied to him, sent them like a fake ass resume, pretending like I've like really experienced. Like,
they've got no way of checking.
I'm a pro. Like, I've done all this stuff. And they're like, yeah. So I started doing that from like 16 till 17. It was like you go to like the venue sometimes where the people have parties at a venue, and they're like, oh, we need ID, and I'm like, no, I'm underage, but you still somehow get in there. Like I think I did like a few Cloudland ones where like people have their parties at Cloudland, and that's like security check, and like they have to like bring me up and shit. I'm like, I'm a small child. I'm sorry. And then I just remember it's every time I've gotten gigs, it was just someone would post a Facebook status saying, hey, someone need a DJ, and I'd be like, I'm a DJ. And one of the people who worked for Matt was they were starting a new venue at Blutz. It was Blutz Bar right beside right beside across the road from Famous. I think it was right beside like the Pizza Hut and shit.
Famous. We were just talking about it. He was on fire this morning.
It was on fire.
So
rest in peace.
I hope
Famous.
it's all right.
I think.
It's funny though. I tried to look for it because someone said Famous, and so I googled. I was like, famous nightclub fire, and then I was like, oh, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. You know, all these things, and I think they had it. We said it was listed as hot gossip,
which was
in the news, which is like 10 years, like maybe longer than 10 years ago. Hot gossip.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know. I was 10 years old 10 years ago.
Well, I haven't been to Famous. I've been to Hot Gossip. So
yeah, I've never been.
And then I didn't realize until someone was like, "Yeah, no, that's like Hot Gossip." And I was like, "Oh, really? That's what Famous is." I was like, "I've been there then." Like, so yeah, it's crazy. It's funny when you were saying about like a fake resume or whatever.
Yeah.
Back when I like first sort of started, I had like a bit of a mentor dude, and he was like, because socials weren't as big, and everyone wasn't as connected on the internet as they are. So he's like, dude, just make up a fucking fake email with a manager, and you just manage
that
people.
Now. Yeah, or you just like manage like if you're like I forget. I think I talked to like Bergy about this one time, but like it was just like if you're trying to like play a gig interstate and you start just cold calling or like cold emailing like promoters and stuff, I feel like there's a bigger chance of you actually getting like a reply if you're like, hey, I'm the manager for this artist who plays here and here, rather than going, hey, I'm an artist from Brisbane, do you want to give me a gig? It's just like an
until
extra
they call
level.
all the management agencies and go, is this and everyone's like, I've never heard of that management,
private manager,
or that artist or anything.
I feel like there's just an extra level of like professionality behind it.
It's because it's not you saying, oh, I'm awesome. It's someone else saying that this guy's awesome. So it's like a cosign sort of thing. You know, so, but yeah, that was funny back in the day. Even like,
I feel like you could get away with it way more. Then.
Even like things like, he was like, oh man, just like, I used to have a record label, and he released like one track on it. So he's like, is
he wrong? He's not lying.
Yeah, and so he's like, oh, if you ever want any quotes for your, you know, like, you know, a little like, you know, a review or saying or whatever, you know, about you or whatever, we can do one from our record label, you know, and put it in. And I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty
credible
cool
source.
Yeah, exactly. Because back then you couldn't really, well, not that you couldn't find out, but you know, it wasn't like you could just research it all on the internet and fucking find everything everywhere. Yeah. So that used to be pretty funny.
Yeah, I feel like record labels could do so much more cool shit back in the day, like back with like actual physical copies of music, you know, like
it was different.
Like, I feel like you could just push it way harder. Like you could just be like, hey, buy this physical thing, rather than like, hey,
well, you had to
stream this thing.
You kind of had to.
Yeah.
You know,
and there'd be so much more profit in it as well. Just
more cost, physical, more profit. Everything was just bigger, you know.
Bigger and better.
Yeah, but some of the like deals that they used to do and stuff are pretty hectic.
Nasty.
Like, not real good. Especially if it's like a 360 deal, like a development deal. They used to do that kind of stuff for like bands and stuff, and it was just, you'd be locked in for bulk albums and like, and it's great when you're like,
at the time, you're like,
when you're young and haven't made it, but then when you've like made it and you're on this shitty contract and getting fuck all, and you're selling, you know, millions of copies around the world and touring and all that, and then you just not that much money. So the old days. We're talking ages ago though. Like before my time. Before my time. But so, you know, with the, you know, getting into DJing and stuff like that, how did you, because you said like when you were like in high school and stuff like that, you were asking your mum for presents for the studio. What started that? How did you get?
Oh, I remember, what was it? I remember sitting in the car one time, and it was like I was listening to, it was some Flow Rider song, and it was like the magical miracle moment of like, I'd one headphone in, and the headphone with the song playing was playing at the same time as the song on the radio. And I was like, whoa, this is mad. I was like, this is sick. It like almost worked together. So I think I downloaded, it was like Mixmaster or I don't know, somewhere like a DJ app or something.
Yeah.
And I downloaded both the songs and then put them together and then recorded them. I was like, this is mad. I've just made a creation.
It used to be, virtual DJ used to be the one that everyone knew.
Yeah,
it was like, one everyone got, but now there's probably apps for you know, for iPads and phones.
Because I think I started on the app and then I had virtual DJ, and then I downloaded this, obviously the free version of Serato for that, and then but I still use Serato for like when I did the house parties and stuff. It's all I've got a DJI SZ2. It's the size of a whole CDJ setup, which is I'm starting to get sick of it. You know, it's like
the
you
whole
do it
point
every
of
time.
having a controller
is it's portable and you're just carrying this huge ass thing. Oh
yeah, that's all. Like I'm kind of the same in that if I'm ever doing like a house party or something like that, or even if it's if I have to do a commercial open format type gig, I prefer to would use Tractor because that's what I learnt on. But just having that flexibility of all your music, and you can search for it.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. On a keyboard, not have to select all the thing. I mean, the new touch screens are probably better, but I reckon Pioneer need to come out with a little keyboard that can attach to one of the decks, and then you can like sit over.
I reckon the touch screen's pretty good. Like lately, it's. I
haven't used any of the touch screen on the
X. I think it's X DJs now without the CD port. They're magical. Like you just type like you're on a phone or something.
Yeah.
It's so good, especially when you're blind. You're like, Whereas like otherwise you have to what are the other ones? One of them you have to scroll on one model, and then the other one you've got like the needle search to do it.
Yeah, it's just a bit painful.
Pain in the ass. But even with like your Serato and stuff, the biggest jump I ever had to do was going from Serato to like just playing on club decks, because Serato, like I feel like anyone can. I'm not saying anyone, but like anyone, it's pretty easy to pick up. Like you look at the wavelengths,
and anyone can do it.
If you move the thing, it's the same thing, and then you just line the wavelengths up. And it's like you can physically see them, and then it's just
it's like if you start that way, you can get way better at the general concept of playing.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, when you go from that to CDJs where you don't have those waveforms, it's sort of a bigger jump. Yeah, whereas if you go the other way and you start on them, it's like you'll progress slower, but you know, it's easy to go from CDs to laptop. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. But that's, big, because I remember, what was it? I think because I remember doing the first time I met Frizy was Brightside DJ Comp. And that's the only, beside the ISO one we did, that's like the only DJ comp I did. Like heap of my friends were just trying to do every DJ comp.
Yeah.
But I remember I did every single one. Like so they did every single one, and I just did that one at the Brightside. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that's good. And I got into the finals, and that was the first time I met Bodhi. Me and Bodhi were in the same comp together. Yeah. And it was sort of like, hey, I'm new here. Like, what's your name? I'm Matt, sort of thing. I was like, your set was sick, sort of thing. And that was when Jackson JX. He won that comp as well. I remember sitting at the finals.
Pretty much any comp he's in.
Every comp. I don't think there is a single comp that he's lost.
When he enters a comp, it's just like, I'm not going to enter.
He's like, honestly, he's like, I don't want to do these people dirty. Like, I don't want to make them lose. I don't know. Every comp, he wins it.
Yeah.
But like, I remember we were all there because we're at the finals, and like I think he played the last set. Like he was like the last one to play, and he was doing it, and he jumped into the crowd on a drop and like moshed with them, and we were up on like the thing, like up on the next level, and we were like, he's won. That's
he's killing it.
We're all just like, that's what we can't compete there.
Yeah, he knows how to win a DJ comp. He's really good at them.
He's
I mean, he's an amazing DJ as well.
He's amazing. But that's the first time I met all those boys, and then that was the first time I ever had to like DJ on like actual decks. So it was like it was the point, like it was almost like I created like a dance routine with my fingers pretty much. It was like you press play here. I had all the cue points set up, so it was like you couldn't fuck it up almost. So in that sense it was good. Yeah. And then after that Frizy gave me like, I remember like maybe like a month or two later he was like, oh, do you want to come play Beer Garden at Brighty Thursdays? And I was like, yeah, cool, this is sick. First thing, and he's like, it's house, it's all good. And I got there, and because like obviously at the comp, they had like two Nexuses, and everything was everything was perfectly working.
Set up nice. Yeah.
They had a 900 and an 800. And then fuck knows what the mix was. And it was mixing house, and I didn't really know how to mix at all, let alone with like a thing with like, you know how you have the slider with the pitch control, but it's in percentages. Yeah. And I had to like figure out and it was never in time. And I remember doing that
because it doesn't give you to the point, blah blah blah, like real accurate. Yes. It's like to the 1 BPM or whatever.
And there's a trick to it, but I didn't know that trick, and I just played the worst set ever, and it was all house. And
have you figured that trick out yet?
Yes, I remember now. I just, because half the time it's like what do you do? It's like you go. Is it 1.25 or you go?
It's like just as it ticks over up each. I think it depends what range
usually
you're if you're in between about 20 to about 120 to about 126. I think it's like 0.8 is like 1 BPM,
Yep.
and then like 1.6 is 2 BPM, and then as you go higher, it starts getting a bit funny.
Yeah.
Like when you start pushing it starts getting into weird numbers.
If there's a better deck, if there's a better deck on the other side, I just always keep that one at 0 and just change the one on the other deck, which is usually what happens. But
or you don't even look at the number and you just use your ears.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried mixing vinyl?
Bro, Curtis, fucking Curly Fries.
Curtis is he's
that,
fucking
like
good.
I think we're at Kick-Ons one time. It was like some ungodly hour in the morning, and he was like, "Let's mix vinyl." we had the vinyl play. Yeah, it's tough. Eh? It makes you appreciate it more. It's like, hey,
oh yeah, once you have a crack, you're like, that's actually really hard.
Yeah.
We used to back in the day try and mix as quick. Someone would put a record on and like there'd be one playing and they'd put a record, like put one down, and then they're like, all right, as soon as you touch the record, you've got 5 seconds to try and drop it in. So it was always terrible.
It's just a mess, yeah.
Yeah, and so you drop it in, and so you're trying to fucking like get it and use the pitch, and like so you're like, it's out when you do it at the start and that. But man, that would used to be so much fun. And just like someone would get it like almost like spot on. Everyone's like, oh fuck yeah, because everyone's train wrecking and shit like that. Because no one was really a vinyl DJ.
Yeah, fuck. That'd be so. It makes you. But like I remember, like I feel like you could just charge so much more back in the day doing stuff like that because it's like an action. Not saying DJs now it's not an actual skill, but like the amount of effort that would go into just doing.
You have to buy the records too, and so a record's not $2.
Yeah, exactly.
It's heaps of money, and then you got to carry them and. Fuck, man, I was never a vinyl guy, man. So
hat off to the vinyl DJs.
So, but definitely. That'd be really cool to actually have like a vinyl only DJ comp in Brisbane. I don't think I've seen one.
Hit up Brisbane DJs, bro.
Sponsored by Brisbane DJs,
bro. Don't even.
That'd be hilarious. That group's so quiet now.
Yeah,
there's nothing going on in there at the moment.
Oh well, it's always just fun to watch. I remember I had the only time I ever had an interaction with that damn group was I booked a gig in Kilcoy through Matt, and then I was playing at Falls Festival. So I had to fill a gig, and it was like no one could fill it. It was New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve set, so everyone's busy. And I was like, I'll just put a thing in Brisbane DJs, and it was like the amount of the amount of flops, bro. that message you, and you're like, and they're all leave me alone.
They're all useless.
Yeah,
too.
But yeah.
No, we love you, Brisbane DJs.
We love you.
I hope everyone's doing all right out there. I think that's like something that's important for people to understand about DJ comps too, is that you don't have to win for it to be
like
thing. Like
it's like
winning is almost not even the main thing you go there for.
It's just about making connections, and even like because I'm nearly finished business marketing at uni, and it's sort of like it's all just about connections, but it's about like genuine connections because you see, like you can spot someone that's coming in and socializing purely because they want something out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to like put yourself in and just like expect nothing in return. So everything that you get after that is just a complete blessing, and you're like, oh wow, this is amazing. I wasn't expecting this, but like the amount of people that I met at the DJ comp that I just know, like I could consider them a good friend now. And it's like I never went in there being like, I'm going to hang out with you guys because I want a set. Give me a set. Please give me a set. It's just like, if you're a good person, I'll hang out with you. And then if anything comes from that, like it's just surrounding yourself around the right people.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like even if you get nothing out of it, you just have a good group of mates after,
and you would generally go into a DJ comp because that's your kind of music, or you want to meet those people because that's the kind of scene that you want to, like there's a reason you enter into it. For example, me entering the Prohibition comp the other 2 years.
I'm so mad I couldn't see that set.
Not this year, but decided not this year. I was like, see what everyone else is doing. Josh knows how I play. He doesn't need to see me play.
Josh knows.
He knows.
Josh knows.
But so that's but that's the beauty of DJ comps, is it's not actually about winning, and winning's great, and you
get the prize money and some. Yeah,
you get some perks and stuff, and if you win, you probably will get more sets from those people. But like you said, you went into that comp, and then eventually, you got gigs and stuff off the back of it.
It's
cool,
and
you didn't win.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool seeing everyone's like, because obviously most of the time it's open format to some extent, so it's just cool seeing what everyone like each set that comes after one another, like they will not be the same. Like you just got so much like diversity. It's cool to see. It's cool to see that as well. Which is like, it also sucks because now like with Stockies and stuff, it's sort of like, because I love house music. I love playing house music, and it's like when if I'm at a festival playing a festival, or like a big house party or something, that's what I'll go to. But like most of the venues that I play, it's like you talk to some people and you'd be like, oh, you sold out, and it's like, I was like, if you pay me money, man, I'll play with you. But like I can see where people would be like, stick to their core of like, I love playing this music, I'm not gonna play anything else.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do now. But I've done the full time. You know.
Yeah. People be like, I'm not selling out. I'm like, bro, this is my full time job. If you give me money, I'm playing what you want me to play.
But I did that. I've done that. You know, I did that for like two years or whatever. And then now it's just like I'm like, oh man, I prefer to just spend time in the studio. But I've got a full-time job. I've got other shit going on. So I'm not, hustling for gigs and that kind of thing. You know?
That's where
I don't. I love DJing. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing better. There's no better feeling than DJing.
Nothing better.
But
it's a good job. I can't complain. Honestly, I can't complain. Like most people will just go to a job and feel worse when they leave. And it's like you go to your job and you feel better. It's like you'll be having
maybe the next day you might feel worse.
But like you'll be having a bad day and then you'll go to work and then you'll come home from work and you'll be like, I feel better.
And to be honest, even when you do play commercial gigs and you're playing all that, it's still
I love it. It's
still fun because I came from, like, for me personally, I came from a mashup party background. That's how I started. I was never a straight tech house guy. Used to play a range of different stuff and, hip hop and everything, or BPMs.
I love good hip hop sets, honestly. Good R&B sets.
So that, I used to play everything. And then it wasn't till I probably moved to Brisbane and I was like, I'm going to sort of maybe have a bit more of a crack of actually, bit less party. And, I was starting to get in production then. So that's where I was like, well, I got to sort of choose what music I want to make and I should probably play the same
just
music.
Hone. That's where it's like, that's where it's like playing at like festivals and you play that sort of music and it's like if anyone else sees you anywhere else, it's gonna be like, oh, he's not playing the same. It's like it'd be nice to have like a signature sound of like only play this music because then it sort of like it builds your brand up a bit more. But it's like can't go wrong. It's just you pay me money, I'm having a good time. I'm playing
I feel like
music.
To do that though, you really need to start working on like, production and your own music.
But I feel like as soon as you start releasing music, I feel like that's like your signature.
That's when you can sort of choose which direction you want to go. Not that you can't like...
you can't, it's not like you can't diversify.
But at the same time, I think, when you first start producing and you're working on what you want to do. I think you do need to choose a sound to begin with or a style because it's too hard to learn all the genres and be really good at them at the beginning.
Specialize, double down.
Eventually, like, you can learn to produce all genres and make them sound similar to your sound like many, awesome artists do. But man, at the start, it's you're not going to be able to do that.
It's too much of a fucking learning curve.
So I remember we were talking like earlier about you do produce a little bit. And you're saying
it always just trails off to mashups.
Mashups and remixes. So
like I've released a few mashups. I need to. I remember ages ago I was going to release a mashup pack, but like they're all there, but like I just haven't been trying to release them. I don't know why. I just need to drop them all on SoundCloud.
They're all your own.
Half
do
the
you
time
play them out and stuff.
Half the time it's like I'll do a live mix of something because like sometimes if it's like an empty club or it's like it's a dead night, I'll just start doing mashups of songs live and it's like if I fuck it up, it's fine.
That's what I used to. You're like exactly what you're talking about is like what I used to be all about.
I think the first one I ever did was it was Avicii Levels, and then over Levels it started with Hotel by Pitbull, and then I just looped him going Hotel Motel Holiday and then that loop just kept going over the top, and I was like, I'm gonna go home and put that into Ableton and like just keep that. But then I just realized, just build up a big catalog of things like that,
and then just drop like 100 mashup pack, like out of nowhere, bang! There you go, guys.
There's a few there, but no, it was. I remember, I think the first time I started getting into mashups, and I don't even know what it was, but I got to play. I've got a video of it, me playing, like one of my favorite mashups of it was some Valentino Khan, and it was like Lick It Down and. I don't even remember now. It was Lick It Down in like another song, and it was like the first time playing it. It was on like the Pepsi stage or something, and it was just like everyone. And then it drops, and it's a different drop, and everyone goes, "You hear the and you're like, yes, they like my mashup.
Shit.
I made this.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling. But imagine like the feeling of actually people jamming out to an entire song that you made from scratch. I feel like that would be incomparable. Like that.
So how much have you gone down that sort of path? Like how long have you been working? Like when did you first get Ableton or whatever?
Bro, I think I got Ableton
stuff you started on?
Maybe like a year ago, maybe like 6 months. I actually paid for it because I got like the student discount because I'm like a uni student still. So it's like milk that.
That's the money.
Milk
I work at a school, so I'm technically a education. Even though I don't. Well, actually, no. That is a lie. Usually in term 4, I do take like one class in music technology.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I bring in like just some little monitors and set up and go. Oh, hey guys, when you actually like because it's a primary school, so they're like grade 6, and so they're using Sony Acid Pro. It's just basically like samples and that. But I come bring them in, show them like Ableton, and just go like, oh, this is like you can do this kind of stuff, and everyone's just like, oh, that's awesome, like
that blow your mind as a kid.
So and that means that I can get student discounts on stuff for production, which is awesome.
Yeah,
but always good if you can do that.
100%. But
so you only sort of started like a year ago.
Yeah, just trying to like watch and sitting down and watch all the YouTube tutorials and shit like that. But it was a good amount of time where I didn't have anything on besides gigs. So it was just like during the week I just try and sit down and just learn how to actually just navigate around the thing, like just like putting side chains and shit, like stuff like that.
Yeah,
just
learning
trying
how it works. Yeah.
Yeah, so just trying to do that. Yeah, just literally just playing around. But like I've got one mate, his name's Jack West, and he's I think he goes by Convict. He's put a few songs out and like on SoundCloud, but holy shit, like the thing, he'll just send like a voice memo in the chat, and like he just makes the best tech house. Like he'll just post stuff, and I'm just like, I need to sit down with you because all he does is just sit down in Ableton, and like he's like really technically good with stuff. Like he knows how to actually use the program. It's like make some really awesome stuff, but he just needs to release some more shit. But it's good having friends that do that because it just motivates you to want to do it more as well. You know,
and that's the best way to learn. Like, Art Supplies came in, we would work on a little collab, and I learned a heap of things off him just for like, and so it's the same, but like I already knew a way to do what he does,
but he just did
but he had a better way.
Yeah, just
and
like
I was
tips
like,
and tricks.
that's way better. I love that. Like, and so there's little little things you pick up, and I think that's the best way to learn is like other people. Like, there's so many resources out there online that
you can be
too hard.
You can be professional at anything, I feel like.
Yeah, but it's almost too hard to sift through these days because people are like, there's so many videos about whatever you type in to
I'd rather too many than not enough, though.
Yeah, that's true. See, when I started, there was
you'd have to like buy a book or something.
There was stuff online though.
Yeah,
there was stuff online, but it wasn't like it is now. You couldn't just type in how to write a Fisher bass line or how to write an abstract, and find out how they make that like dope sound. It was more like
half the time you can just replicate it now. Like you can just type in how to make a Fisher sound, and they'll be like, turn this knob on Serum at this, and you make the exact thing. And then I have
the patch underneath.
Yeah.
Like, you can download it here too. It's like, but you shouldn't do that, everyone. Don't download the patch. Learn how to do it.
Learn how to do it, man.
Yeah. So have you, have you done much writing, producing stuff like for original stuff then? I know you're saying that you start on something and then you chuck a vocal in and you're like, oh yeah,
well,
remix.
it's like I think it's also half the stuff. If I make a mashup and I like the mashup, I can play that mashup at my next gig.
Yeah.
If I make a song, it'll usually be a song like a really housey or like a tech housey song, and I can't really play it out. And I'm like, it's just more motivation. Like I'll make something like, this is sick. I'll play this tonight. Like I don't even like.
You can get the gratification.
Yeah, you can see it instantly.
Yeah,
like if I go home and make something tonight, I'll be like, I'll play it at Woolly Mammoth tonight. Start at 11. Like I'll drop it and see what people think, and then if they like it, I'll just keep working on it, sort of thing. But it's not the same amount of instant gratification. So I think, so you get my ass into gear.
I tell people all the time, you gotta get used to it sounding like working on music that sounds shit.
Yeah.
It's
so disheartening at the start. You do it and you just you listen to it like the next day and you'll be like, what is this? Like this is this is trash.
Yeah.
But I think just sifting, like just keep making shit, and then eventually it'll just get better.
Yeah, man. Get in there, bro.
Get in there. I need to put my ass in gear.
Mate. So you mentioned uni. What are you doing at uni, man?
Business marketing, man.
Oh,
so I got one more semester and then we're done. So got that. Just started that intern for Maddie Lee. So that'll be interesting. Hopefully,
good learning.
Yeah, hopefully I can. It'd be cool to do something like just be a Frizy V2, something like that. You know,
Frizy.
You know what I mean? I've got the long hair.
Watch out, Frizy. He's coming for your job, bro.
I've got the long hair and the shit beard, but
he wants your job. Watch out.
But just like events organizing and stuff like that. Because, like at the end of the day,
that's what you want to like. That's what
it
you
would
love
be
to get
real.
into,
It'd be real cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, but like I'm enjoying DJing at the moment, and like the festivals that we did was amazing, and getting opportunities like that was nuts. It just blew my mind.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's so awesome. So what, like you said, you've played some festivals.
So I just did like literally, like it was only this year. So this year I did Falls, and then last year I did Splendour. Yeah. So Splendour was only I think I did like
bastard. I haven't played Splendour.
Bro, I did like 2 or 3 sets, and then And
2 or 3 sets.
2 or 3 sets, and
just
then
rub it in, bro.
No, and then at Falls, bro, they had the dude, because I had that Kilcoy gig booked, and then the promoter was like, what dates can you do? And I was like, I might have to go down, play a set, and then go back to Kilcoy. And he's like, well, if you stay the whole time, I'll make it worth your while. And I was like, okay. I was like, I can't say no to that. And I was like, lock me in. And then I didn't know what sets I got, and then I remember it's still on the app now. I had people messaging me and be like, "Bro, are you playing Splendour? Are you playing Falls?" And I'd be like, "How'd you know?" I was like, "This is a secret." And they're like, "Bro, you're on the app. Like it has your name is on the slot." They're like, "It's got like Halsey and then Bergy underneath it." And I was like, "Holy fuck!" So I went to the app and I had like 3 sets there, and I was like,
you didn't even know."
I didn't even know, but I was like, 3 sets, like that's all right. I was sort of expecting, like he said, he'll make it worth my while, and I was like, I'm not complaining, obviously. Yeah. But then and then they released the rosters for the other stages, and I ended up playing like 9 or 10 sets across. I had me playing 9 or 10 sets across like 4 different stages, and that the thing on the app was only for one of the stages. Yeah. And all the other ones, like the laundromat and shit like that.
Because there's so many stages and tents and areas now in all these those big festivals.
It was definitely worth my while. Just like, and then like the perks of that. Like we stayed with bands because there was no room for us. We had to stay behind like the Jack Daniel stage. So we just set up camp behind a stage inside of the festival. So we were inside the festival grounds, and it was sick. You sort of just wake up, walk to the Jack Daniel sponsor stage, grab a bottle of Jack, and you could just, like, because we were already in the festival, you just pour your drinks, and then you just walk past. Or you just walk past security with like red cups, and they'd be like, it was just like, you always feel bad, like the ego boost that shit gives you of just having a band that says artist, and like anything, any security goes up to you like, man, and you like, okay, all good, come through, and you're like,
that shit will the power. That shit will wreck festivals for you though. Because then when you want to go as a punter, I've never
been to a festival that I haven't played at, like shit like that.
It was wrecked from the beginning.
That was my first Falls and my first Splendour. So so.
It's the same with like we were talking earlier about like running festivals and stuff. And like for me, it's like, it's not wrecked it, but it's like whenever I go, like I've been to festivals since then and that, and I'm like, man, I just want to go and like, I just want to hang out backstage in the green room. Yeah, I just want to go and sink piss with the artists
bro, that was the best part. The amount of like people, like you go into like your artist tent, and it's like you don't know, like you look at people and you don't know who they are, but you know they're famous. Like you look at them, it's just like, I don't know what it is, like the way you hold yourself, like maybe they just have this aura around them, but you're like, you're famous. I don't know who you are, but I know you're famous. Like, I got like an entourage with them and shit.
But you like can pick it.
Yeah, like the amount of cool I'm trying to think of people, like heaps of like just cool bands, like Aaron Gox, like Goxie the comedian and shit. Like the amount of people you meet and you're just starstruck, but like you don't want to be that person, like, because that's their VIP tent where they don't have people being like,
that's the thing.
Photo, like you try and be like just human to human, and it's really
you try and be like a real person. Don't be a fanboy.
Exactly. Like I remember walking the first time, I was like, holy fuck, that's this person. Holy fuck, that's this. Like, that's the drummer of this band I really like. Holy shit. And I was like, no, it's okay.
I learned that real quick. Yeah. I used to do artist liaison. That's where I started in festivals. So I was looking after the artists. Yeah. And it was like people who I looked up to for a long time in the breakbeat scene, like Stanton Warriors, Martin Hauger, all these guys. And I'm like sitting there like chatting with them and stuff. And like even like LTJ Bookham and like Borgor and all these guys. And I'm just like there, and I straight away I knew I was just like
it's
be
like
chill.
They're just another human.
They're another person. Just talk about
it's
normal
hard to
shit.
like get past that. You're like
talk about
you're
normal
like your
shit.
God, like
but the thing is, if you do that, you talk to them like a normal person.
Yeah, they'll open up to you. They appreciate that.
Yeah,
they appreciate it.
If you do fanboy over them, they'll be like, oh,
fuck off, this person. Yeah, leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, but I remember at Stockies, we had Matt Watkins come in one time, and I was drinking beers with him, and I was just like, I remember I got really drunk and then like confessed it to him, but I was like playing cool the whole time. But I remember I got blind, and I was like, bro, you're like when I was like 12 and 13, you're my idol, bro.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Him and like Tenzin as well. I was like big fanboy of Tenzin from like when I was like 16, 17, like real into it. And it's just like he came to Stockies, and like I played after him one time, and I was like,
yeah, he's a legend.
Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. And then like I was meant to the last set. I remember the last set I had booked before COVID that got cancelled from COVID was I was Bonker playing at Orion. And I was playing after them.
Okay, that
and I had to they were finally like you've done a good job. You can finally play after Bonker. They like gave it to me. And I was like, oh my god.
Yes,
but that never happened. So.
Oh yeah, so it didn't happen.
It was the last one that got cancelled. Oh. So and then it was COVID for.
Yeah,
a few months.
So what have you been doing in COVID then? Like,
bro, it's been like for a while there. I was just doing a shit ton of house parties. I was somehow keeping it going with like there was a few venues that were like sit down and I just played background music, which is good because at the end I was really grateful. It was like they was like trying to keep us on because you could just plug an iPod in at that point. Like it really didn't matter. But stuff like that. I was just doing mechanic work for Dad. I bought an 81 Camaro to work on during quarantine. So
cool.
There goes like most of my money into
How's
project car.
How's that been?
It's good, man. She's nearly ready to go. So ready. Dad spray paints by trade and stuff. So hopefully we'll paint that up soon and drive it around, have a good time. But it was just a nice little project. But
that's it. You needed everyone needed
exactly.
to do something.
I needed to do something.
Otherwise,
I was like,
it would just be like
I tried to
drinking every day, like.
There was a good 2 month period.
Or even worse shit, you know.
Yeah, there was a good like few month period where I was just at home and I was like, what am I doing? I try and like make a routine and like go get up, go for a run, like meditate, like try and have like a routine of stuff to do because I was like, otherwise I'm just gonna go crazy. But that's when I should have started producing.
Yeah,
I know. I was like,
you're like now you're like hindsight's 2020.
Fuck, damn! I look back and I had all this free time.
All this free time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, man, you've got to get back in, got to get into the production.
Got to get into it. Yeah, I need to do it.
Yeah, for sure. So how long have you been playing at Stockies then?
I'm trying to think because
I feel like
I didn't ever finish my story of how I even got playing to Stockies.
Okay, let's get back to that.
Because I remember, So
and then we'll figure out when we'll be able to figure out when you started.
We'll get the timeline
because this will bring it back to the story.
So and then I remember one of like people that worked with Frizy who just opened Blutz Bar that I said in the Valley near, across from Famous, and that's where we got sidetracked. Famous on Fire. Yeah, see, we're bring it back together.
Famous,
so it was there, and I remember I was at uni, and she was like, "Oh, send me a mix within the next 30 minutes," and I'll suss it out. I was like, I don't have a fucking mix. So I went to one of my friends' mixes on SoundCloud, chopped out like the first half of it so it wouldn't get claimed, reposted it, and then sent her the link to it. I was like, I was there when he made the mix. I was like, it's sort of the same thing. I helped.
I was there. I was in the room.
So I pretty much sent it like a mix that wasn't mine. I was like spilling the beans.
Everyone, don't do that.
I'm fake.
Don't do that if that's you.
But I was like, oh, I can't be home. Like I'll be home. I can send you one in like 3 hours. And she's like, I'm choosing people like right now. And I was like, fuck. I was like, okay. I was in class doing it, and then I sent it to her, and it was looking back, it was a shit mix. It was a terrible. I listened to it like maybe like a few months ago, and I was like, I wouldn't have given me a set if I sent you that. But she was like, yep, that's good. That's awesome. And like up until then, like besides the DJ comp and that one set that I played on those shitty decks, like I'd never used the club decks properly. Like like all those sets were like 30-minute sets, but I think I had 2 hours of Blutz Bar. And I was like, shit. So and it was
when you go from 30 minutes to 2 hours, a big difference.
My music was on Serato. So I had to like, even now I'm still slowly porting over things from Serato into Record Box because like I'll play them at house parties on Serato and be like, oh, I want to play that in clubs, and then have to port it over the Record Box. Pain in the ass. But I remember getting there, and he's one of my good mates now, Declan. He was there, and I pulled up and I was like, hey man, how you doing? I was like, my name is Matt. Just want to let you know that I've never used these decks before. They had XDJs, and I was like, I've never used these decks, and I don't really know how to mix, and this is my first time.
Just straight up honest.
Yeah, I was like, I'm giving you the full deal here. And he was like, yeah, that's all good. And he stayed back like 30, 40 minutes just teaching me how to do everything. And I was like, you're a good man. You're a good man. And then from there, I was playing Blutz Bar for like a while, and that was my only thing that I did. But it was like a nice little break into it. It was like the first time I had a residency at a place in the Valley.
So you can actually practice and get better on equipment.
So that was
playing longer sets too, because when you first start, if you're playing those short competition sets, your shot, all these kind of things.
This is
real short. And
I never ended up doing. I signed up for your shot, but then never went to the day. Yeah. I remember doing it, and I just never ended up going. And I was like looking back, I was like, I should have done that.
I always talk about when Matt, when fucking Matt Infinity stitched me up, not intentionally. He didn't. We both didn't know what we were doing. I was like one of the first ones in, and I was like, what category do I go in? And he's like, I don't know. Like, I think the prizes are better in the main one, so maybe go into that. And I was like, oh yeah, sweet. So put it in that, and I'd played festivals, I'd had residencies, so I was not eligible for the for the main card at all. I needed to be in the wild card.
Yep.
But you know,
yeah, I'd have to do wild card now. But
doesn't matter. I reckon. I've been talking about this.
Yeah.
I reckon like whenever the next one is, anyone who's like established DJs,
we all just go into
it's the wild card.
Bro, Jackson will win again.
Yeah, no, he can't go in.
He'll do it.
He's not allowed, is he?
He'll do it.
He'll find a way.
He'll find a way, bro.
He'll form a duo with someone where he doesn't even play, where the other person doesn't even play.
The bloody prohibition comp. They were like, you can't go if you have residencies.
Oh yeah,
I saw Bao there. I saw Kate there, and I was like, I was going to apply, but I was like, nah, I better not. I've got a residency. No.
Oh well,
bastards. But yeah. Anyways, and then so Shannon. Yeah, fucking name drop that. Never mind. The lady who was doing that at the time gave me the Blitz Bar gigs, and then she was like, "Oh, do you want to play Stockies on like a Friday and Saturday?" Which is pretty much like it's not Sundays at Stockies. It's just like the venue, background DJs. Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
But this is like 6 years ago.
Yeah. But on like a Friday Saturday, it was pretty chill. Just a bunch of like Karens, just want like Michael Jackson and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the best thing ever. Oh my god, yeah, fuck yeah. And then I remember she referred me to Frizy. Well, Frizy already knew who I was because of the comps, which is good. Like little, like touch base, like he knows I exist, sort of thing, which is good. Had that
again.
That's
the value of the comps.
Had that just small connection, which was good. And then I remember I was so sad because it was me and my girlfriend's 2 or 3 years at the time, and we were going to go see Ballpark Music, like live near QUT, right across from my uni at that amphitheater. And that afternoon, Shannon was like, it was on a Sunday, and Shannon was like, "Oi, I've got this opportunity for you. Like, there's an opening Sundays at Stockies. Would you like to play a set?" And I had to be like, I was like, do I just turn to my girlfriend for like the dream set that I've always wanted? So I had to just tell her no, and I was like, I'm never getting a Sunday set again. I was like, I've ruined my care's down the drain, bro. I was like, it's gone.
And then you're like all salty at your missus too, because you're like, I chose you over my dream.
I was like, that's how you know I love you, bro. But yeah, and then I think just after a while at Frizy got me doing just really, really early sets. Like eventually, like I think it was one time I was in because me and my mate always went out to Sundays, which was good. Like even if I didn't want to go, he'd make me go. So yeah, shout out to Lewis. He was a champion. Always made me go.
Everyone knows. Everyone's got that one friend.
But like I didn't want to go, but he'd just make me go out, which was good because I just me and Fraser never talked, but like we just see each other and give each other a wave. Be like, hey, how you going? Yeah, good. Yeah, small talk and run. Yeah. And then I remember I was in Smokers. I think I was talking to Declan. I don't know. I was talking to someone in Smokers, and I was being like, dang, I really want a Sunday set. And they were like, what's stopping you? Have you asked? And I was like, no. And they're like, bro, just fucking ask. And I was like, I was like, you're right. I'm going to ask. Right, I remember I wrote like a message and then sent it the next day. And I think that weekend Friday was like, yeah, like I've got an opening for like a 2 o'clock after 2 to 3 house set, which is still like my favorite set to play. I love doing the 2 to 3 house sets because then you just get
Friday, give me a
blasted,
2 to 3 house set.
Get blasted. You just get blasted.
Yeah.
And I just did that. And then I think once me and Frizy sort of got closer, and then he sort of just realized that I like getting fucked up as much as he did. It was sort of just like, you're one of us, I see.
Yeah, and then that's always the
exactly.
Thing.
It's like, and then it's like hesitant.
It's like always a bit like, and then all of a sudden there's that.
Like one crazy night will happen, and then they'll be like, you're with us.
One of us. You're one of us. You're the same.
Yeah, so super grateful for that. But yeah, ever since then, it's sort of just been like I'd always do, like sort of, it was either Beer Garden or it was Main Room, which was good because that was sort of like the music that I was like. I could play downstairs R&B, but I couldn't do it as good as fucking like Fooney or Bodie or people like that. But I could still do it. But it was like my forte would be like the house or the party sort of thing, which is good. So it was just always doing that. So it was pretty much after that. After getting fucked up one of those nights, and it was just every Sunday after that. So
how long ago was that then? We were trying to figure out.
I'm trying to think. Well, that's the thing. Like this quarantine has just sort of just distorted the whole time. Like it's been 7 months nearly. So I'm just,
and it's weird because it's everything's like
it's just all
strange.
It's distorted as fuck. So like I'm trying to I think it'd be coming up to a year now, maybe. Just
so as in
a year since
year since now or since COVID started?
Probably since probably like a year and a half. Probably like a year and a half.
So it's like in 2019.
Yeah, so like late 2019, I reckon.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, so and how now you're playing like main slots and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Stuff like that.
I remember
you work
getting
your way up and
a few good main slots, and it's just good. Yeah, just love the crowd, honestly.
Yeah,
like I just getting blind, and then just like just having a crowd like that. It's just good interactive crowds, which is the one thing I enjoy about like party music.
Yeah,
or like
100%.
good party mashups is like the amount of times that you can just cut the fader and just do this, and everyone will sing the song, and you're like, yeah, and then
That's
stuff
so
like that.
good, yeah.
But I always try and. Especially main room sets, you'll try and I've got the formula sorted out. So like you play a few white girl songs. As soon as especially you start getting to like 120 to like 130, you'll like a few white girl songs.
Yeah.
Heavy hitter, like house song, white girl songs, or like heavy hitter song mashup that has like a cheesy like vocal over the top, and then that's how you just get away with like sneaking just good house into your sets. So I've been doing that for ages.
Yeah,
that's half the reason the mashups work so well, because you get like a filthy song and then put a sing along over the top of it, and you're like, everyone can listen to this. Like,
because it's actually good music. It's like you're
appealing to all the audiences.
Yeah, but you're secretly educating the.
Yeah,
and
you look out and the girls, because the white girls, you look at
loving it.
The white girls are singing along, and all the dudes are like, ooh,
yeah.
you're pleasing everyone.
That's it.
No, it's good.
Yeah, no, it's interesting when you when you figure out a formula to what works in a venue or whatever. That's that's the advantage of being a resident. But I find the only thing is then that you have to watch that you don't get caught in a cycle of just playing the same shit. Well, that's like all the time. Like
when I first started, like for a good 6 months maybe, I think because I planned out my record box so well that I knew what song was coming after the next. Like because I was so nervous about
the same set every time.
Pretty much. Or like I'd have the same set, but it depended on whoever was before me. And then I just start at that BPM and then go down the list sort of thing. So it wasn't the same set, but it was like pretty much every song after the other within reason, because I was just so scared of fucking up and like not doing a good job.
Yeah.
And then
when you're learning it.
Yeah. But then it got to the point where I just got so bored with it almost, and I was like, fuck this. So now, now, like I'll just scroll through a bank of like 5,000 songs and look at the vibe and just frantically scroll until I find something and go, yep, that's good. And it sort of gives you time. I guess you can't mix as fast if you don't have anything planned out.
Yeah.
Or like you don't have like a somewhat planned, but I just frantically scroll through 5,000 songs.
That's the cool thing about and this is what I've always said about DJing and stuff, and is that you have a few drinks because you want to be on the same level as the crowd.
Yeah.
So that when you're listening to the music and you're having fun and they're having fun, you're in the same mentality as them. You're in the same mindset. So you go, oh, if I was in the crowd, oh yeah, I'd love to hear this right now. And then because whereas if you were sober, it may. Hey, maybe people can do it as good.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's something that, it allows you to sort of be on the same level as people and go, oh, if I was in the crowd, I'd love to hear this tune next. Like that'd be like sick.
Yeah.
And then when you do it, you're like, oh yeah, that's, I just feel like that's something about why drinking not too many drinks.
Yeah, not getting incapacitated. Although I have done that, but
yeah, we've all been there. But when you can't read the screen.
Yes, that happened at Splendour.
You've got to just like try the song. And, it's that song.
Okay. I'm glad you've been there too. Well, it's the same as like being if you like I've had times where like you go to a set and you're exhausted and you're in a shit mood, and then it's almost like subconsciously your set just reflects that. Like you just don't play as I like hasn't happened I don't think it's happened at Stockies, but it's been a few times at other venues that aren't as like hype, and it's more not backgroundy, but it's more like just vibey music. Where I was like,
it's hard to turn it on. Then
it's just hard. It's just like you have to be in the mood to just up the mood. If you're in a shit mood, you either have to just
see. That's the thing. Like going back to that mentor I was talking about ages ago, he said to me, he was like, you have to like embrace the clown, meaning that you've got to be willing to perform and be like ready.
Put yourself out there.
Yeah. And so I always think about it like, whenever I play, I'm always like so energetic and like, I don't care what anyone else is doing. I'm going to be dancing.
I'm in the zone,
I'm going to be dancing and having fun. And if there's lyrics, I'm going to be singing the lyrics. Yeah. I don't care what you guys are doing.
I'm so much more shy than you are.
It's just because I get in that zone and love it. And because because I've done it for so long and you know what you're doing. Had so many times of doing it. It's like, even if no one's dancing and I'm up there having the best time, I always think about it.
It's like contagious though.
Someone would be down, like sitting down and going, oh, look at that dude. He's loving, like he's having the best time up there. This is what, like, so I always try and sort of tell people that, like it's not about being a clown. I think that's what he told me, embracing the clown. But I think that's a little bit of that's not really how you should think of it. You know, you've got to be a performer, you know, and you've got to, but in the same, not fake though.
Yeah, it's
you've
like
got to figure out what what is your actual how you perform.
Watching DJ comps like that, like you'd see a few people that would try and like you could physically see that they're being someone they're not, and you're like, bro, just do what you're doing, but just be yourself, and you would be 100% sorted. But it's but like the vibe is contagious. Like if you're having a good time, then people around you are gonna have a good time.
And then they start like nodding their head,
and
tapping the foot, or you know, like stuff like that. So it's good. So what's your favorite? And we don't like to have favorites, but what's your favorite like set that you've played at Stockies? You reckon
at Stockies?
Has there been one, or any, or other venues, whatever? But maybe we'll start with Stockies.
There's definitely just the main room, bro. Like a main room on a packed night. I'm trying to think of a night. I think it was the night where I can't even fucking remember. I think it was the first night that. I always told myself I got given the headline slot time, but it doesn't fucking matter. But like if an artist came in, they would be playing that time slot in that room. So I was like, that's the headline slot.
Everyone knows what the headline slot is.
This is my first headline slot. Yeah, and I think it was the first time I had that, and it was just in a packed out room. And I was just absolutely just sweating my nut off. I had like a bar towel over my head, and I was just unbuttoned shirt all the way, just vibing. I think I stood on like the deck, nearly like stood on like the rickety table, and nearly knocked it over and shit like that. And just like just having it was like, I think it was just mostly the crowd. It was also being so fucked up, but it was the crowd. But like them giving you energy and you just giving it back to them. Or like like
is it just both vibing off each other? Like
it's
the energy of
it's
each
a magical
other,
and like I can't even like it must be Stockies and Falls were like the only like proper ones where it's just like there's so much energy in the crowd, and it's like the energy's focused purely on you, which is it's a strange feeling. Like everyone's there, everyone's facing you. It's like you're the center, and like so you have to perform for them and like give out like
you don't want to be that cool dude that was just up there.
That's just like
I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Like, you know, like just fucking. Like,
I was just sitting there dancing like an absolute fuckwit and just like shirt off, just. But like
nothing against anyone who does that. I know some people, you know, it depends what music you're playing and your style, and like we said, it's got to be. You know, like actually authentic.
Yeah,
to
has to
you.
Be yourself. Yeah,
you can't if you're not that kind of person who wants to get up and do that. Then don't do it. You know,
like, otherwise you just But yeah, stuff like that's amazing. So you can't unforgettable unless you have too much. Then it's a little forgettable. But
it's always the walking that fine line, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
you get like too much confidence or like blackout. You know.
Yeah,
there's definitely been a few times like I always set like a good like hour before my set, and then the alarm will go off my phone. Hour before my set, go to the staff room, sink some waters, try and just fuck. Okay, yep, okay. You got this. You got like the 10-minute timer goes off, and you're like, all right. Better go get my drinks for my set. And
just like slap your face.
Yeah, just like you got this. It's okay.
Let's go. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Get the blood pumping.
Exactly.
Do a few push-ups or something.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
Nothing better than
beats it, man.
The feeling before you're about to play. And then when you get up there.
Yeah. Just it's so good having nerves. I used to like the feeling of like. Also the feeling of like getting a set. I remember like when I was starting out, like just like putting your phone down and just like screaming into your pillow or something, or just being like, fuck yeah. Like just the feeling of like seizing the opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, bro, when the best story for Falls and Splendour, like how I got those sets, like I was, one of my good mates, I'd say his name's Mango, and
Mango. I've got friends. Mango was a girl though that I knew.
Okay, all right.
She's from Bowen.
Okay, all right.
Bowen Mango.
Mr. Mango. He it was when we were playing the Loft at West End, and I would always. This is when I was working Macca's. So before I was like DJing was still a hobby, but it was sort of I had the point where like. I always opened at Macca's because I was like a crew trainer, so I had to like I was on open, so I'd play a set sometimes, and the set would finish at 3, and I'd start Macca's at 5 a.m. and it was sort of just like, and that got to the point where I was like, I'm making enough money DJing, I can just quit Macca's. Sort of thing.
Stuff but
it was terrible. One of those ones where I had I was on the open set at Loft and he was on the closed set, so I started at like 7, finished at like 11 or 12, and he was on from like 11 or 12 till 3, and it was like, yep, all good. I'm gonna get a decent amount of sleep for my shift tomorrow morning, and then he called me as I was driving to my set. And he was like, bro, I think he said he was like in another state or something. He was like, I haven't actually filled the set. Like I can't. I don't think anyone can do it. Do you reckon you can do it? And I was like, there's no chance. I'll get like 3 hours, 2 hours sleep maybe. I was like, I'm not doing your set. And he's like, okay, I'll call people around. And he called me again like an hour before I was meant to finish. And he was like, bro, there's literally no one that can do it. Can you please do it? There's no one coming. And I was like, fuck you. Fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. And he was like, bro, I owe you big time. I promise, bro. I promise. And I was like, yeah, yep, cool. Fuck you. I had the worst shift the next day. I was like just absolutely tired. It was like a
just struggle hard.
Big shift, yeah. And then I'm like flash forward like maybe like 2 or 3 months I want to say. And I was out in the boat with my friend at one of his at his lake house, and we were just absolutely just bent. I was on like a beanbag. I remember I could barely walk, just absolutely bent. And then I get a call from Mango, and I was like, oh, Mango never calls me. And I remember picking it up. And he was like, Bergy, do you want to play at Splendour? And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? What? He was like, bro, you remember I said I owed you big time? Like I told you I'd pay you back with a favor. I've got a dude, just like send this dude an email with like a mix. I'll send you like the music he wants. Just send it to him in the morning. And yeah, bro, I'll almost guarantee you like at least a spot for like a one set at Splendour. And I was like, it's like, all right, thank you, man. And I'm
hanging up.
The boys are like, who was that? And I was like, I think I just got offered a Splendour set. And they're like, get fucked.
Like,
I woke up the next day. I woke up the next day and sent him a message. Like, I was like, was that a dream? Like, I saw that I had a call in the call history, and I was like, okay, he's cool. But I was like, I was like, there's no way. I was like, I definitely have a dream about that. It's definitely like a dream thing. And I'd call him again. And he was like, yeah, 100%. Send him that. Send him like that email address to you mix and stuff. And I was like the feeling of that, just like the surreal,
when
like
you get that,
Like that, I honestly, I don't want to like be like that's the best I'm ever gonna do, but like that's probably gonna be a highlight of my DJ career.
Oh yeah,
and then that same dude, like we did a good job at Splendour, so he put us on for falls, which is good. But fuck knows what's gonna happen now with like Corona and like when they go back, or if they're gonna try and cut back.
We'll see.
If they're gonna cut back on the stages and stuff like that. But
who knows?
The feeling of like securing stuff like that was just like insane. So can't compete with that feeling. That feeling and having a full like responsive crowd. It's just like, it was amazing.
I remember when Chris Royal emailed me back when he signed my first track that I ever had released. I couldn't sleep that night.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the email at like 9 o'clock and I just could not sleep.
You're just like, I was this is nuts. This is
what you said, like into the pillow, because it's like 9. It's nighttime and everyone else is asleep because I got jobs and that. And I get the email. I'm like,
get absolutely fucked. Yeah,
just like into the pillow. Like,
but like you gotta live for moments like that, man. Like you just strive for just seizing opportunities like that. Like there's no better feeling.
That's it. Yeah,
A1.
It's so good.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a little break. I'm gonna go take a piss, and we'll come back and keep going.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's go. Let's go. Like them?
I'm not a beer man, honestly.
Oh, you're not really?
Literally, I've never drank beers. I only started on rum and cokes, and I've just never got off rum and cokes.
Oh, well, you're drinking a beer here today.
Like every once in a while, I'll have a beer. Like if it's a nice sunny day, like at the pub or something.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, like I wasn't a beer guy when I was like first turned 18 and that kind of stuff.
True.
Oh, we're back, by the way, guys.
Oh, we're back?
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Just talking shit.
Yeah, so I was never a beer guy to start with, man.
Yeah.
When I first started drinking, I started drinking heavily like on college, so it was all goon punch and that kind of stuff. Hey mate, I've got some good goon punch recipes. I can
goon
give
punch recipes.
I can give.
I love wine. Honestly.
We used to have bin parties.
Yeah.
And just like the 50-liter like green bins, and you just fill the bins with a bit. It wasn't just a normal bin; it was a specific bin.
Okay.
Punch.
I thought you just grab one off the road and
we
be
would
like,
have
just give it a smell and be like,
punch.
Nah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, we would have an actual bin for it, but we would, there's some. Yeah, there's definitely some. Ginger ale is the thing you need in goon. It takes the edge off it. Yeah, it takes the edge off it, the ginger ale.
Yeah, can't say I'm a fan of goon anymore. I only literally a few months ago, I just played Goon of Fortune on the clothesline.
I remember it's pretty rough straight.
Take a sip, swallow, throw it back up, and did that for 20 minutes. And after that, I'm like, nah, I'm good. But like red wine, I'm an old man. I'll sit down in we've got a nice little it's not a studio, it's like a sunroom. I've got like all my got like the vinyl player, and I just bought a big fuck off cassette deck. I love cassettes. Shit. I'll just sit down, have a nice glass of wine, and then just listen to some cassettes and be like some smooth jazz and be like, yes, distinguished gentleman.
Actually, jazz
yeah, like swing. I love swing and like big band shit.
Cool.
Like I feel like, bro, like
how did you why? Like how did you get into that? Like was that something from your parents or something?
No, bought a tape deck. Tape deck came with like like literally like $400 worth of Beatles cassettes to start with, which is sick. But then like a whole like rack of just swing jazz, played it, and I was like, this is awesome.
This is actually cool. This. Yeah, just as like background music and shit. Yeah.
Like shit. Like I'll even like at kick-ons, like you get home at like 3 a.m. and just like put some like swing on, and everyone's like, oh yeah. But like music, like music taste. Like, would you say that when you would like, I guess you would recreationally like. Or like when you jump in the car, like what do you play? Like what's your go-to?
Well, it's interesting, man. I don't these days I almost try not to listen to a lot of music to be like not too influenced by things.
Yep.
So when I actually listen to music, I listen to music for a reason.
Yep.
So I'm listening because I want ideas, or I'm listening because I'm looking for specific songs for a set. Yep. And I'm in a lucky position where, well, I don't know if it's lucky, but I don't play every weekend. So it's like when I've got a set, I've got time to prep for it. So I can go out and specifically look for songs. You know, I stay up to date with all the current hits or popular kind of stuff. But you know, I really try, because a lot of my time is spent either doing production, you know, or working with other artists and stuff. It's more, I sort of try not to be too influenced by other music too much. So I don't sort of just listen to anything. If I'm, a lot of the time I'll actually be, to be honest, these days I actually listen to a lot more audiobooks and things to learn different things.
I love a good podcast.
Yeah, podcasts, audiobooks.
Man. Do you have like a certain podcast you love? Like what?
Oh yeah, I've got a heap of podcasts.
I only cycle through like 2, literally. It's like Joe Rogan and Duncan Trussell. The dude who made the Midnight Gospel.
Yeah, Duncan Trussell.
Love that, man.
Is it still the Duncan Trussell Family Hour? Yeah. Did you ever listen to the early ones, the Lavender Hour?
Yeah, I went all... No, I haven't listened to Lavender Hour, no.
So that's before... I think it's the first 10 to 20 episodes he did with his old partner, Natasha Leggero or whatever.
True.
So they used to do one together, and that was the Lavender Hour. True. And then when they broke up, he kept going and made the Family Hour.
That's nuts. I never knew that.
Have you heard the one he did with his mum?
Yeah, I fucking...
Bro, that one's heavy, but like...
I heard about... Like, obviously,
so powerful,
I watched it. I only got into Duncan Trussell because of the Midnight Gospel. I remember watching it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is a podcast that they've made. This podcast audio.
Yeah.
So I like looked it up and I was like, what podcast is from the Midnight Gospel? And then I watched it. Like I just started listening to them. Like
he's a weird, funny dude.
He can just sit and talk for like an hour just about nothing and just ramble, but he's like so articulate with I aspire to be like that articulate with my words and just be able
he's hectic,
just be able to talk like that.
Yeah,
blows my mind.
Yeah, there's heaps of podcasts like all different, and that's the beauty of podcasts is they can all be so totally different.
Yeah, it's all about different things.
Like one of my favorite ones when I just want to have a laugh and is James Acaster, who has a thing on Netflix. He's like one of my favorite comedians. He's got a show. And now the name of it is escaping me, but it's essentially where people come in and it's your dream restaurant, and you've got you come in as a guest and you tell them what you would have as your entree, main, starter, and you talk about all of it. Like if you had a dream restaurant, you could have any dish from anywhere, from whatever it is. What would be your dream meal? And
that's
so they go in and talk about. So like just I love stuff like that. It's just like
everyone gets so creative,
fun,
with it.
Like and different. And then like I've always been into sort of like the UFC and MMA as well. So I like Below the Belt and
Below the Belt,
Fighter and the Kid and all that kind of stuff as well, because I think those guys are pretty funny. So but yeah, heaps of different stuff, man.
Keep you busy. Podcasts.
Yeah. But yeah, music. Like. Really, most of the stuff I listen to would be in the realm of the stuff that I either make or play, which is the tech house stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to a lot of the other genres.
I'm just so far the opposite. Hey,
you listen to everything.
I won't if I'm like when I jump in the car, like I'll just listen to. I feel like I can't listen to top 40 shit because I have to play it every weekend. Like I'm out playing it and I just get sick of it. Never listen to electronic music because whenever I'm listening to anything electronic, I'm usually sitting down on a laptop trying to find cool things, and that's like that's the time in it, like in and of itself. Is doing that. So like most of the time it'll just be like Triple J shit. I love like psychedelic rock, like just like Australian garage rock shit like that. Just jump in the car and do that. It's like it's like it sucks though because I love the music I play at sets, but that's like it's almost like work music and home music. It's
that's because, like I said, it's the opposite to me because you have to do it regularly to keep up to date with all the tunes to play, whereas I don't. Yeah. I can just, like prep it's like nice. So when I want to actually, find music, it's not I don't have to sit down and actually find music all the time every day, or every week kind of thing, which is kind of nice, like it does.
Sometimes I'll slack. Sometimes it'll go a few months and I'll be like, nah, or like I'll hear other people play and I go, I haven't got that. Like I need to go sit down and sort through my shit.
But I think the cool thing about doing it the way in the situation that I'm in is that it's cool because then I can spend the time finding tunes that aren't the ones that like everyone's
really
playing.
Refine it and like find like, really cool stuff.
Like different shit that like there's so many. I remember when I was playing the DJ comp like the first year I think at Prohibition.
Probably I
can't remember who it was. One of the judges came up and they're like, "That set was sick. I knew almost none of those tunes, true. But that's they were all in the same genre and stuff." Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, cheers! Like that's awesome."
I love going to Prohibition and just pulling out Shazam every once in a while. I'll be blind. I'll be like, "What's this fucking song?"
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I love that place, man. Have you been there since in COVID?
It was like that's all I did. Like was go to Prohibition when I was in the Valley. It was sort of just there. I want to play set there so bad eventually. Josh. No, I don't know. Like I know like a few of the people that play there, but it's sort of like it's feel like
it's hard to get in.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard
because there's great DJs.
Everyone there is so good.
Who already know
and the roster is sorted.
And it's so like heaps of people want to play there. And to be honest,
who wouldn't want to play at Prohibition?
That booth. Playing in that booth in the main room is magical. Fucking mental. It's so
just a lot, especially. Bro,
you don't even need to turn the booth monitors on, bro.
True.
You don't need to turn them on.
True.
Like if you turn them on, you just turn them on a touch. Like
the speakers are so good there. Like like we just blow your eardrums out.
Yeah.
I had to get like sound protection. Like I got I think it was for
if you're DJing full time, you should definitely do
that. I'm so bad at using them though because half the clubs the speakers are trash, so it's like you don't really need them, but it's like if you're there for 4 or 5 hours, you're like I'll put them in a little bit, but then. Like, I think I got them, like, I got proper ones, like, multi ears for Splendour. And, they're, like, godsend. Like, especially if you're playing, like, a loud.
Yeah.
It's hard to get used to, though, because it's, like, everything's muffled, but it's not muffled. Because, like, you can hear everything fine, but it's just. But then I ended up just putting my headphones on and turning the volume up loud so I could hear it, so it blast through my hearing protection. And I was like, is that just losing the purpose of it? But no, gotta protect that shit. But
I've got some plans for. A beer with earplugs.
A beer with earplugs
coming soon.
Oh, just hi.
Yeah, no.
How you doing, man?
I actually stole it off a friend of mine who gave me a pair of his ones, like branded ones. That have a little case that have your brand on it, and then it's just like little. Nothing super expensive or anything like, not molded, like just some standard, like, but
in my head when you first said it, I thought you meant a beer. Ones. I thought you meant a beer with podcast with headphones in, and I was
no.
I was
actually like earplugs for ear protection.
No, that's cool.
So,
that's cool.
Brand. If you want to pre-order,
brand everything.
You should, so I can afford to buy them.
Yeah,
because you got so much obviously you got to buy a lot costs.
Of them. Yeah.
So,
we did heaps of shit like that in marketing with like your course of just like. The amount of websites I made and just having to drop shipping shit like that. It's like, like whenever you want something custom, you have to print your shit and you have to like fork out a big load of cash in the hope that people will buy it eventually and you'll recoup it, shit like that.
So buy a stubby cooler, people.
Stubby coolers. Or just go up to Jai last Sunday and say, crack a beer if you have one. And then, and then he'll throw them at you.
I think Kate was like, oh, what did she say? She's like, oh, Kate or Steph or whoever it was like, oh, I lost 3 of the coolers last night. And I was like, they cost money. Hey, like, I have to buy them. It's
they're
like
full custom. It'd be different if it was like a little shitty, like one logo. But this is like a full wrap round. Like, it's got your tags. It's got the it's got
shout out to Butters for all the artwork and that. If you want a coaster, a cooler. Oh, coasters. That's the next thing.
Coaster, yeah. Put your beer
on. Little things. Yeah, to put it on. Oh, I've got so many like. Beer glasses.
Yeah, so you can. It's a really
there's so many like
really versatile
options
thing,
to do, but it's just there's how much money do you have?
Exactly. That's why,
if anyone wants to invest,
bro, like the uni stuff with the drop shipping, like it was great because you didn't have to fork out any money. If anyone gave you an order, just ship some shitty place in China to your door. Magical. Shit like that was good fun.
There's plenty of also if you go to the website in the store, there's plenty of drinking games things you can buy.
Oh really?
Drop ship.
That's nice. It's not drop shipped. It's directly from the place. Straight in.
But yeah, there's even stuff on there like.
What do you use here? Do you Shopify for your thing?
Yeah, just Shopify.
So you go through like Oberlo or like how do you?
I can't remember what the dropshipping thing is.
It's good fun. You just scroll through and be like, I want that on my website.
Yeah, I want that.
It's
really cool. But I've got stuff like metal drinking straws.
Yeah.
If anyone's
save the turtles.
Environmentally
save the
conscious.
turtles, man.
I've actually got there's one on there that's and I should buy one because they actually do look dope. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I think it's got a clip on it, so you could put it around a necklace or on your belt or whatever. And it's a fold-out metal straw, but it's also a bottle opener.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fancy as fuck.
Yeah, and there's also short straws as well for anyone out there who...
the short glass.
Yeah, or other things. If you want some short straws.
Small glasses, bro.
Yeah.
When you get a short glass,
it's not for mirrors, it's for short glasses.
100%.
But yeah, so you guys should go out there and support. But so have you've done a bit of that kind of stuff in your business?
Yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Like you'd make the website and you have to like do stuff where you market the website. Like I had I made two proper ones. One was I was selling free socks. And it was like
selling free
socks, right?
So how do you sell
So when you
socks?
drop ship your shit, like you've got, so the socks cost, it was $3 per pair of socks shipped from China. So it's $3.
Yeah.
So
cheap as.
Yeah, cheap as fuck.
That's
so
shipping included, yeah.
Yeah, so shipping included. So just China priority mail, like easy as, and then you put it on your website and then you do the thing. I've fallen into the thing where you get to see the Instagram ad. It's like free thing, just pay shipping. You're like, oh, this is cool. But half the time you click on the shipping and shipping's like $20. And you're like, shipping doesn't cost $20.
Yeah.
But because these are $3, like literally it was like pay shipping, and then I'd have the standard $7.50, which is what it usually is to ship from Australia. Yeah. And people pay you $7.50 for a $3 pair of socks. And stuff like that. And then like I did one with it was dog toys. And because we were just trying to think of like how do you contact someone, how do you market to someone that has a dog? Because heaps of people like dog pages and shit on Facebook. Like you can't.
They don't necessarily.
You can't. Yeah, and then came to the conclusion that like 80 to 90% of people who like dog food brands on Facebook have a dog. Yeah. So you just target.
Why would you like that?
You target every single person that likes a dog food page, and then market them dog toys because they probably have a dog. Just shit like that. Like it was. Find that
pretty
really
interesting, isn't it? Like, how all the targeting and stuff on Facebook and all the socials is like. It's so evil, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's just it's just about putting the right product in front of the right person.
It's not evil, but it is.
Like I'm going to sell you something you didn't necessarily want, but now you want it. You don't need it, but you want it. You're going to give me money for it.
You want to buy this.
Give me your fucking money. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's free. Just $7 for shipping.
That's the same amount.
Just $7 to ship it.
Yeah, stuff like that. But no, it's good fun. I like it. I'm keen to have finished the degree, so nearly one more semester. And
so then, so you'll be finished mid next year,
yeah. And then
so what's been going on with COVID over? Has it just been all online?
Yeah, it's been online. Yeah, so hard to get motivation, bro. Like just trying to do online shit. Just
see, when I was at uni, they only had just started doing the video versions where you could watch it later.
Could you submit your assignments online back then, or did you have to?
Yeah, we had to, because they still had the plagiarism stuff where you'd have to submit it through and they'd check all the all the stuff. They had just started doing the video, like recording of it, so you didn't have to go to the lecture. And man, I was way better at doing that than going to the lecture.
Really, I feel like
lectures are at 8 o'clock in the morning. When you live in college. You've probably been drinking the night before.
But like I feel like if I'm at home trying to do work things, I won't get stuff done. It's like home is for home things, and if I move my environment into somewhere that I would be doing work in, I just smash it out so much quicker.
That's why we've got a studio, not a house.
Exactly. I ended up like you'd have online lectures and like online tutorials, but I go into uni and sit in the library to do them. Yeah. Rather than sitting at home, because I sit at home and just be on my phone, just be fucking around.
I just like the flexibility to do it whenever you want.
It's nice to be able to.
And you can do half of it and then go, oh, can you get something to eat? And then you can come back and do the other half.
Yeah.
And then if you forgot it or you weren't listening or whatever, you can just go and watch it again. Like I just love that flexibility to do it because Otherwise, because I was doing like a health sort of science thing, all the lectures were always at like 8 o'clock straight up in the morning. Man, after a big Cheap Tuesday in Townsville.
Cheap Tuesday.
Fuck.
Yeah, well, half of mine are at like late at night. Like they'll like some of mine finish at like 9 o'clock.
Business stuff generally. I remember,
and I'm like, I have to go. I'm like playing gigs and like looking and watching a lecture on my phone. like one AirPod in my ear and then one. If it's dead, I'll just watch a lecture.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Like, it's interesting how at uni, different faculties have different sort of times when their lectures and stuff are. Yeah, like you were saying, like business marketing later and at night, whereas like a lot of the health stuff when I was at uni
early in the morning,
man. Not ideal.
We're nearly there. Well, I'm nearly there. I was like, you finished a long time ago. You're done.
Well, I'm done, but I didn't finish. Yeah.
You went to uni, it's fine.
I've got a lot of knowledge though. I can tell you if you need to go and see a physio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you show me your injury that you have, I can tell you whether I can either go, oh no, do this, or I'll be like, no, you got to see a physio.
True.
That's the level of knowledge I've got.
It's not bad though. But
it's still good. Because like if I hurt myself, I'm like, oh, I know I don't have to go see a physio. I just got to do these exercises and this and rest. Or it's like I hurt myself, I'm like, fuck, I definitely have to go see a physio. Yeah, but I don't want to pay $80. I don't want to pay that money for it.
Expensive. But like, wait, what was I going to fucking say? Like, I feel like with like uni and stuff, like the amount of, I feel like with the internet, like internships and stuff like that, like I feel like you learn more after 6 months of an internship than you would with 3.5 years at uni. Like I just like
especially
just being
the way how quick the world's moving. Yeah, like I feel like doing a 3 or 4 year marketing degree. By the time you get out, the stuff you learned at the start...
People weren't marketing on TikTok when I first started doing my degree. No, like shit like that.
The stuff you learned at the start of the degree almost doesn't...
It's not relevant. So
it's not relevant, or it's not as relevant.
I feel bad for like computer science people. Like imagine how quick technology changes. And like at the end of your degree, you're like, we're using a whole different...
I feel like they would maybe learn the basics enough to be able to then apply and adapt. And it's the same with business and marketing and that.
Same
event management, man. I would... If you want to do events like at clubs and all that kind of stuff, fuck, bro, don't waste your time going and getting an event management degree. Honestly. Unless you want to work at like a big like arts center or you want to work for the council doing events, or you want to work for like some big corporation or something or something like that. Yeah, go do your events. But if you want to run festivals, do club nights and events and music sort of stuff. I don't know if that's the best way to do it.
Most of the time, experience just trumps stuff like that, especially in like today's society. Like maybe like 30 years ago, if you had a degree, you'd get straight into something.
It meant something.
But now it means so much more if you can go talk to someone and be like, oh, I've done this, I've been here and had this experience.
I think people understand that a lot of like the stuff that you learn like that is like prescribed, like it's a set thing.
Yeah, and it's not like a thing you can't learn if you're not in uni.
Yeah.
Like, especially now, like you could...
Like we said, there's so much content online.
Yeah, exactly, content. You can just learn.
Just Google whatever you want to learn and it's like a 6-year-old explaining it to you.
Yeah, and he's a pro and you're like, what the fuck?
You're like, how does this kid know this? Like, and he's like actually legit, like really... like, you know, talented or, you know, he knows what he's doing. Yeah, it's crazy, man, how the world just like goes. Same with music, you know?
Yeah.
And now I think, I don't know what you feel about music and the way it's going. And I suppose you've probably got less of a pool to draw on, but it's like these days I feel like the next thing is like that cross genre. We've almost sort of like exhausted all the genre, like, and I suppose you don't know what a new genre is going to be until it's created.
Well,
but
like how many genres that are here now that are just cross genres of other things, like sort of thing,
or a version of something.
Everyone just like building on top of something.
Yeah, so you know, like even like Old Town Road, it's a combination of like trap
country
and country. You know, like, and that's so. I'm interested to see. But the problem is that people in different genres don't really hang out a lot.
Exactly, you don't see countrymen hanging out with like Lil Nas. Like you know, you're not gonna recreationally be there.
You don't see rhythm guys hanging out with house guys. You know, you don't see tech house DJs or whatever at Havoc events. You don't see Havoc events, Havoc guys at you know, Sub Rosa and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's like
I've never been to Sub Rosa. I really want to fucking.
Have you never been?
I really want to go. Bro. Yeah, I know. Heaps of the boys play.
Bro. especially if you like house and
I know exactly. I just never end up there.
The sound system in there is sick.
Yeah,
they can't pump it, but it's fucking dope.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's dope. We'll have to go one time.
We
sure.
literally will. There's always good nights on as well.
Especially now, man. Like, it's because everything's, a lot of places are closed. All the people who used to go to the Met are at Sub Rosa now. And it's
Rest
like
in peace. Well,
let's hope it comes
back eventually.
But yeah, it's just really strange because not strange, but I'm gonna close down that because I opened up Facebook before to
Maddie,
check with Frizy and Maddie. But yeah, Sub Rosa, man.
Yeah,
you got to get there.
I'll do it eventually. Like so many people have played there. I beat myself up for how little I get to be able to go out and support mates that play gigs because most of the time I'm out playing gigs and I'm like, I'm sorry, I would be there if I could, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's so many talented people that play there and like just do guest nights and stuff. Like, who was it? Mason Matthews. He just did.
He's doing his Mason
and
Friends.
Yeah,
he's been doing some cool.
He's been doing bits. Yeah, he's doing good stuff.
Yeah, there's heaps of stuff going on, and then drum and bass in the side room. I can't believe you've never been, bro.
I know. Literally,
man, we've got to go. We've got to go there for sure, man.
Pop my Sub Rosa cherry.
But yeah, it's like you see, it's not a trip, but it's like it's kind of cool to see those people at that venue because it is such a great venue, man. That yeah, it's something else. It's not like any other venue in Brisbane.
Ooh,
yeah,
dang.
It's totally and everyone, no one is like the young crew going out now, but back in the day, love that saying.
Old man.
When you used to have like liquor licenses till 5 a.m.
Yeah,
like, that was just the standard.
That's
like,
so
everyone
nuts to
could
think
open
about
till
that.
5.
That's so good.
See, it's strange that it's like, it's so nice to hear about because that used to be the norm.
Yeah, it's just a standard to finish at 3 and then you'll kick on till like 5 and then you go to bed. But but I can't. I'd be literally crying in the street if I left a nightclub and the sun was up. Like I'd just be like, oh my god, fuck, what have I done? What have I done?
So get this at Sub Rosa, which used to be Capulet.
Yeah,
because it's outdoor at like 4 o'clock in summer.
Yeah, you see the sunrise.
Sun starts coming up. And so but it's hilarious because like all the regulars would like just pull sunnies out of their pocket because they know like and then like people who haven't been there before, they're like, where'd you get the sunnies from? And you're like, oh, you're new here, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's got sunnies on like vibing out.
Yeah. That's sick.
It's pretty intense. But it's definitely a different experience walking out of a club when the sun's out.
I haven't done
that
too often.
Like at family, like you go to family and it's obviously it's dark and blacked out inside and you walk out and you're like, oh shit.
The light. I've done it at the casino a few times, but never at clubs. So
yeah, it's an experience, man.
I end up usually leaving and going to kick on somewhere.
Yeah.
Especially you can't do shots after 12, so it's like a bit of a buzzkill. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, it's again.
Exactly.
It was never like that. So
really, so there was
there's no restrictions. You could have shots at 4:59
really
a.m. if you wanted.
I never even. Oh, that blows my mind.
Yeah, there was no restrictions on cocktails, shots, anything.
Time! What a time to be alive! I really missed out, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, like you can't reminisce too much. It was different though. There was different. It probably was better.
You're trying to make it sound better.
I'm trying to like talk up now. I'm like, no, it's sick now. It's sick.
It's still good. No.
Yeah, no, I think the advantage of now is that I think the music, the quality of speakers and production and everything is way better. When I listen now back to tunes that I used to play, that I still have on my computer from 2008, 2009, Ministry of Sound stuff.
Yeah.
Even like I compare like Chris Lake, he's got some tunes that were on Ministry of Sound stuff to his new stuff, and just the quality of the sound just was not where it is now. Like everything now is so much cleaner and nicer and tighter. Everything back then was a bit
like grittier.
A bit grittier, like distorted, but not distorted, but not. I don't know.
It was still professional sounding, but it wasn't.
Oh yeah, it was still great, but
standard.
It wasn't like today where it's like fuck. That's like insane.
I'm trying to remember what. Oh fuck! I used to love Ministry of Sound. I think the first one I bought was it 2015? It was the yellow and pink one. It was the yellow cover. Had like Will Sparks. And, fuck. I'm trying to think. It's definitely in my iTunes library somewhere, like all the way down.
I found my folder. I found.
Do they still do? Do the Ministry of Sound still do like their annual?
I don't think so. They fucking should though.
Yeah.
That was such a vibe back then. Like
all the,
that compilation.
Song, the compilation. And it was all one mix as well. Like it was all like a not a
They need
mix,
to bring
like,
back compilations. Not that they don't do compilations, people. Like there's definitely compilations, and the mix. Have the mix involved in it as well. I think that's a really good thing. But the thing that was so great about the Ministry albums was that the compilations, and that was that every track was totally different to the next track. Yeah. It wasn't like
one genre.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
it was all still like that electro blog house kind of vibe, but it was like every track was totally different. Vastly they didn't have the same format. They didn't have the same vibe or anything. Like, and that's yeah, I used to love that. Fidget House. I was just remembering. Have you ever heard Fidget House? Oh, bro, I got to show you later. I showed someone after a podcast, and he was like, "I've never heard of Fidget House," and I was like, "Bro, like,
is that a genre or
it's
a person?
Genre,
or true. Fidget House.
It's a genre. It's like, but now when you listen to the tunes from back then, they're not as
crispy.
Yeah, not as nice and tight, but like the sound the actual, it's intense.
Yeah.
Now I just want to wrap up and go and listen
let's go
to
wrap up
Fidget
and
House.
listen to Fidget House.
But what else have you got that do you have any goals or things that you want to achieve? You've already played at Splendour,
yeah,
so
like
that's
I feel like that was my number one thing, was to play at a festival, which at the time I remember wrote it down when I don't even know, like maybe when I was just starting to get into clubs. I think just festivals, more interstate. Even if I could just play a shitty bar in another country, I'd froth over that. I don't care. Like play to like 5 people in a different country. Or like
I played my mate's wedding in New Zealand.
Bro, that's it. You're an international DJ, bro.
New Zealand, bro.
Yeah. Like like obviously not at the moment, but like interstate stuff would be awesome. Even just going like rural stuff and just go ham. Like Bodie and Tao doing bits. Like they're doing really.
Well, yeah. If you do the party, like mashup stuff, that's totally like in the wheelhouse to do.
Yeah, those boys been doing bits. So just international. Maybe one day. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's sort of like, how far can you take it? And it's like, it feels really good at the moment because like everyone around me is way older than me.
Yeah, you're the young dog. So that you've got
like, and I look at it.
Your oyster,
you always have the existential thing. Like, how long can I really be a DJ for? Like, I got to go do something realistic. Got to do something. Got to like get a real job, sort of thing like that. But it's like you look at everyone around you and like a few of the mates have kids and stuff, and you're like, damn, like I've got at least a good like maybe 5-6 years in me still if I really want to like.
Bro, most of my mates are married with kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like I went over to pick up a
It's hard to find mates who aren't.
I went to go pick up a audio interface for a stream one time, and his wife answered the door, and the little kid comes out, and she's like, "Who's that?" He's like, "Oh, it's just Uncle Bergy." And I was like, "Oh my god,
Uncle Bergy."
I feel so old. But like, yeah, it gives you like in that respect, it gives you sort of like some sort of hope. You're like, I can.
You're the young.
Yeah,
you're the young whippersnapper.
I can keep doing it for a bit longer. But I guess it's just all about building connections. Like if you ever want to do,
I'm telling you, bro, get into the production,
interstate, like stuff like that. But that's like
because like I said, we were talking earlier.
Sit down with Jack.
That's the next step to take it. If you want to do those, Australia tours and international tours, you really do have to have like songs just behind you, because otherwise, how do people in those other cities know who you are?
Exactly. Yeah.
You're just some DJ. And if you think about it,
every DJ that has come from another state to where we are and played a show, they have songs. Even if they're not good, they have songs that they all the tour they're on is promoting the song sort of thing. Like
that's the thing. So it is the next step. So if you want to take it to that next level, it's gonna happen,
bro.
Put the hours in.
That's like we had.
I hassle people so hard because there's so many people who, like, I told them 4 years ago to start producing, and then they start, and then like, fuck, I wish I started when you told me to start, because there's so much. They're like, there's so much to learn. Yeah, so it's I always hound people to start. It's like, start today. Start now.
You'll be shit for the next 2 years, and then you'll start making stuff.
Put half an hour in a day, 15 minutes, whatever.
Exactly.
But or hit me up for a lesson. I'm doing lessons. But yeah, so what else we got coming up for you? Is there anything in the works?
I'm trying to think. Nothing really in the works. Just hopefully release the mashup pack soon. Like,
and obviously you're doing the intern stuff, so you'll probably have a bit of content coming out.
Yeah, heaps of content.
They'll be using you as the lackey to record all the stuff.
Yeah, I just filmed a music video with Divine Our Destiny boys. So they're dance crew. They used to tour around with like Justice Crew and stuff like that. That's the first gig I ever did was at the Ipswich show, and I was playing after them. And then eventually they played one of their own shows in the city somewhere to like a big crowd. And their fan base is always crazy. They're like their fans like make like fan pages for them and make edits of their photos. They're like really young, but it's still like, dang, you've got like a really good fan base. Stuff like that. So just filmed a music video for them, like the songs they're making, like real like R&B like club bangers. So they've really stepped up their game. So I just filmed a music video for them.
So you did the filming? Or
I was DJing. So like it was pretty much like a day party. Went to go DJ and then like dropped the song for them and stuff, and like did like a nice little photo shoot for them and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. But like hopefully more content, mashup packs. I'm at the moment. What am I only playing? I'm playing Stockies, Woolly Mammoth, and Orion at the moment. That's pretty much it, which is good enough. Like full-time income, which is like from that sort of like house parties every once in a while. But happy with that, man. More venues on the way, hopefully expand.
Stuff opens up.
Yeah,
hopefully Famous didn't actually
burn to the fucking ground.
I hope everyone was safe.
I don't think they would have been open, hey. I don't think they'd on a Thursday. Open. No, I swear they were open on a Friday. I swear I walked past after a gig and there was a line up there and I was like,
probably.
Yeah, a few of the friends like Ricky and stuff, Ricky and Bib, like they play there and like I swear they've been open for a few guest nights, but hopefully a few more things on the way. Hopefully things start to open up. Get that big crowd energy back in you.
Yeah.
Do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just uphill from here, man.
Yeah, that's
Fingers crossed.
Well, thanks for coming in, man.
It has been an honor. We've been wanting to do it for ages.
Yeah. Oh, you've been on the list for a while, man.
Yeah.
Like I've got this the problem is the list is so big.
Oh, I could imagine.
Massive,
there's so many amazing people in the scene. Like you just want
even like, I've known Tom and Sketch from Bombs Away for over 10 years.
Yeah. I remember seeing them at my schoolies and I was like, oh my God, it's Bombs Away.
Yeah, I've known them since I remember in 2009 I met them and played with them. But when I first started, I was like, boys, you got to come on the podcast. And we even tried to do one years ago. We almost did it in a limo because they couldn't come. And they were like, oh, we got a limo. Like, we're playing at Eaton's Hill. Like, come in the limo and we'll do it in there. And it just never happened. But so, hopefully we'll sort that out. But yeah, the list is long. But that's great.
I've
got more people to talk to.
Exactly.
So, thanks for coming on.
It's been an honor. Thank you so much.
Where can
I appreciate
everyone find you online, your socials and stuff like that?
Bergy Official. I'm most active on Instagram. Like Facebook's I've just been liking on Facebook, honestly. Yeah. Like Bergy _official_. That's where we go.
Instagram's the young people.
Instagram
Facebook's
is the place.
The old people. That's why I'm always on Facebook.
And then eventually, I reckon TikTok will be the Instagram, and we'll be on. I'll be on Facebook. Like
TikTok's the even younger people.
Yeah, exactly. Again. I'll be on Instagram, looking like an old person still posting on there.
That's why Instagram brought out Reels. They were worried. They were real worried.
Exactly.
But yeah. So where does I was going to ask this earlier. Where does the name Bergy come from? Is that
my last name's Berg?
Name?
So Matt Berg is the name, and honestly don't remember
is that like a nickname?
Just
people
nickname,
have called you Bergy.
But that's the thing. No one at school ever called me Bergy. But whenever I've been out drunk, it's hey Bergy,
Bergy,
and then I don't know, just came from there, and I was like, need a name.
Yeah,
I made it when I was fucking 16 or something, and I was like, yeah, that'll do. It hasn't changed since. I was like, I'm in too deep to rebrand.
It's unique. It's authentic.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
all good.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Good to see you. Good to hang out.
It's been amazing
on Sunday and stuff. And I'm sure
you have to get back around it.
There's going to be some more.
You have to get back around it for
again,
sure.
So, yeah,
it's a big
Thanks
thing.
for watching, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good one. But thanks to Berg. Make sure you go check out all his socials and stuff like that. Check out the mashup pack if it comes out, and definitely head out to Sunday at Stockies and any of the other places that he's playing at.
You know what
was it? Woolly Mammoth.
Woolly Mammoth. It's Ivory Tusk now, actually.
Ivory Tusk.
Tusk.
Changed.
We got Orion. Yeah,
Orion.
That's at the moment. That's all we're doing.
Sweet.
Out and about.
Sweet.
Cheers, boys.
See you guys. Have a good one.